Hi, I'm Chef Degen, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade salsa. So if you're like most people, you probably buy salsa in a jar like this, and for most purposes, that's fine. You know, it's easy. You can always have it on hand. It's pretty cheap, but making your own salsa, it brings salsa to a whole new level. Why would you make your own salsa? Well, first of all, it's really, really cheap. It's really inexpensive. Second of all, you can flavor it however you like. If you like it mild, you can make it mild. If you want like steam and smoke coming out your ears, that's easy to do too. And three, if you have just a few ingredients on hand, you can make salsa anytime you want. In fact, it really only takes about 3 basic ingredients to make salsa. And then you can add a few of the things in to kind of spice it up. Spice it up. See what I did there? Okay, here's how to make your own salsa. Here it is. At its most basic, all you need are 3 ingredients. This is a can of tomatoes. This is a 14.5 ounce can. This has some garlic in it. That's great. Garlic, basil, and oregano. You can have plain if you want. This is just what I found at the store. So that'll work. Small can of diced tomatoes. An onion. We're going to use about half. We'll chop that up. And this is just a jalapeno. What if you want your salsa spicy? Well, hey, that's super easy to do. If jalapenos are like, you know, the baby of peppers for you, you can use something like a serrano, even spicier. But what if you're saying, oh, come on, serranos, that's child's play. Throw in a habanero. That's an easy way to spice up your own salsa. You could also use cayenne or just add more peppers if you want it even hotter. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Those are the 3 basic ingredients. Optionally, what I like to add are lemon juice, some pepper, and some salt, and then cilantro. Let's talk cilantro really quick. I love cilantro, but cilantro is kind of like one of those controversial ingredients. I've heard for some people, it tastes like soap in their mouth. Does it taste like soap to you, or do you like cilantro? That's so weird. It doesn't taste like soap to me. I just love this stuff. But I have friends who hate it, but I love it. Anyways, those are your ingredients. Let's make some salsa. Making your own salsa is just a matter of dumping ingredients and blending. What do you blend it in? Well, you can use either a food processor or a blender. Either of these will work, but whichever you have on hand is going to be fine. I myself kind of prefer to use the food processor because for our blender, we use other things for. So I may not necessarily want my next milkshake or margarita to taste like salsa. So I like to use a food processor because I tend to make more savory foods in the food processor. So here we go. We're going to first open our can of tomatoes. And just dump everything in. The juice, the tomatoes, all of it. All of that stuff is going to be great, and that is going to be the foundation for our salsa. Next come the onion. You can use as much or as little onion as you want. For this amount, I'm going to use about half an onion. And you don't have to worry about cutting up your onion in a precise manner. Just kind of chunks of onion pieces are going to work on this because remember, the blender or the food processor is going to do the majority of the work. So we've got our onion pieces, we'll just throw it all in. Next comes the pepper. I'm going to use a jalapeno for this. So cut off the end. Let's talk seeds and heat real quick. If you want a milder salsa, then get the seeds out. I like to remove most of them anyways because this pith can make the salsa a little bit bitter. So for this, I'm just going to use a paring knife, and I'm just going to kind of cut along here and remove this just like this. I'm going to throw these seeds in our garden outside, and I don't know, maybe we'll have a jalapeno. I'm a much better cook than I am a gardener. So we'll see. Just like the onion, we don't have to cut these in any like precise manner. We're just going to do a rough chop on these. Throw them in. And again, I'm going to do the same thing of kind of cutting out that vein and most of the seeds. If you have a few seeds left, that's fine. Okay. At its most simplest, this would be all we need. But again, I'm going to add a couple extra things to my salsa that I like. I want to add just a little bit of salt. This is just some sea salt. And a few grinds of pepper. And again, if you want to use cilantro, you can use it. If you don't, you don't. And finally, I'm going to use just a squirt of lemon juice. If you have lime juice, that'll work as well. Here's another cool thing about homemade salsa. It comes together so quick. Literally, all it takes is, opening the can of tomatoes, chopping up your onion and pepper, dumping it into the food processor, and from there, it is a matter of seconds. So everything's in our food processor. Now let's make our salsa. Okay, ready? Here we go. So we're just going to put the lid on our food processor, and then we're just going to pulse this. And I like to give it a few pulses, just like that. And there we go. We just made salsa. I told you that was easy. Let's give it a try. I could pretty much live on chips and salsa. They're so good. All right, let's try this out. So good. You just can't get that in a can. You can't get that in a bottle. Making your own salsa at home is so easy, so delicious. So that's how to do it. Be sure to taste along the way. You can always add more ingredients, spice things up, a little more salt, a little more whatever you need. Super easy. Now, one difference when you do make your own salsa at home versus the stuff you buy in a jar is because this is fresh and there's no preservatives, that means you're gonna have to eat it relatively quickly, and it's so good that I think you will. But this will last maybe about 2 days in the fridge, but again, it's so good. I think you're gonna be devouring it sooner than that. Hey, I've got one more pro tip for you. After cutting up your peppers, especially like something hotter like a serrano, and especially something like this, a habanero, wash your hands, wash them again, and then wash them even more. That's because the oils from those peppers, they will stay on your fingers for long after you think they will. And like the worst thing you can do is touch your eye or touch, let's say, other parts of your body. Don't do that. Wash your hands really well. So that's how to make your own salsa at home using like 3 ingredients in just a matter of minutes. Hey, I hope you liked this video. I'm just launching this channel, and I'm going to be showing you a lot of other easy to cook, easy to prepare types of food, types of ingredients. If you've got a question about food or there's something you want to know about cooking, hey, feel free to ask in the comments below. These chips have me thinking. These are good, but you know what's even better? Homemade chips. I think I have an idea for the next video.